doing as well. What more can you share about John, knowing that we might be hearing from you and John more in the future?
All right, so at the Race Summit, we have a nice meeting room so we can meet with all these entrepreneurs and technology leaders. The Race Summit also set us up with a podcast studio. So we'll be bringing the leaders and entrepreneurs within the space all week. So stay tuned. We have a lot of CEOs, a lot of technology leaders, and we're going to share that content live from the Race Summit.
Who are some of the biggest leaders that you've spoken to in the Wired community over the past year?
I would say Brendan Halleck, the CEO of Vast, Chase Crusoe, the CEO of Crusoe AI. Yesterday we had Andy Jassy join us in our new studio. So, you know, you can think of all the top dogs, all the players, they're coming in. They want to be part of this community.
And you do have a studio right here at the Stock Exchange, right?
Yes, above the option floor. So the Buttonwood Agreement or Buttonwood Bell, that's our studio. We just got started in February. A lot more action to come starting September.
What did Andy Jassy have to share?
Well, Andy came in and, you know, I was basically talking to him about the wedding last week. So he had a great time.
Bezos
wedding. So he had a great time at the wedding. He happened to be out there in Europe for 10 days for work. He spent the next 4 days with the Bezos family. He said it was amazing, but he did say he loves the studio. He'll be back to do a media session.
All right, so from Venice to the New York Stock Exchange, we'll take it.
We'll take it.
Yeah, and about an event every month or so, is that the cadence
That's the
for
cadence
NYSE
we're
Wired?
trying to do, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, anything more you can share? We've got about 30 seconds left.
Well, what we do is do these themed events where we do in-person gatherings. But to supercharge the intel inside is the partnership and collaboration with theCUBE.
Yeah.
That's where we take the content, the stories that are going on within these in-person events and broadcast it to the world through our media partnership.
Yeah, all right, very good. Brian Bauman, he's the Regional Head of Capital Markets here at the Stock Exchange. Brian, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
We hope to see more of you. And we'll take a sneak peek of what you can expect from NYSE Wired and its partners at SiliconANGLE and theCUBE. All right, well, elsewhere, NYSE-listed Navigator Gas made headlines when it joined the Russell Indexes as part of the Russell Index reconstitution. That took place this past Friday and officially took effect yesterday. Navigator Gas, which owns and operates handy-sized liquefied natural gas carriers, has been added to the broad market Russell 3000 Index and the small cap Russell 200 Index. So these indices are reconstituted annually by re-ranking companies based on total market cap as of the reconstitution rank date. Following the announcement, Navigator Gas CEO Mads Zacco said in a statement that it represents a, quote, significant milestone, end quote, and added that this, quote, represents a significant validation of our consistent earnings growth as well as our commitment to safe and reliable operations, end quote. Now, ahead of this latest announcement, J.D. Durkin sat down with Zacco, who explained why he is so optimistic when it comes to Navigator Gas. Let's take a listen.
We're doing well right now. Time is good for Navigator Gas. We came out of the first quarter with record revenue and also a very robust bottom line. So we were happy coming out of 1Q with a great result. And now things have changed a little bit. It's been a dynamic second half start with the trade war and the tension in global trading, but it seems to be calming down for us now, and we really appreciate that. When it comes to our markets, we're transporting compressed and cooled gases, and here demand is good, and we think the supply situation is under control. So all in all, the outlook is pretty good.
There's no doubt we are operating on an economic backdrop of a lot of uncertainty, as I'm sure you've heard, but I know you just wrapped up your shareholders meeting today. Talk to me about the preparation that goes into that type of event, and what was your message?
Yeah, no, we have a shareholding structure where we have two large shareholders that about 50% of total shares out are owned by them. So we don't have a lot of adrenaline in the blood when going into the shareholders meeting because we know that we have the votes that we need for it. But it was nice to do it. It's we had it here in Midtown Manhattan, and it's always a big event for us.
I know that you co-own your own export terminal. So first, talk to our viewers a bit about what that is for anyone who maybe only has a bit of a familiarity with the general export terminal space, and how has that been supporting your shipping business in the last few months?
Yeah, we have a 50-50 joint venture with Enterprise down in Texas. It's in Morgan's Point in Houston, and what we do is we export ethylene out of that terminal. We've been doing that for about 5 years, and this year we started out by expanding the capacity by just over 50%. It's doing well, the terminal, and we are supplying ethylene, which is a building block for commercial or consumer goods globally. It's used in plastic productions and similar, so it's doing well. Demand is great, it's growing, and we're shipping a lot of ethylene out of Morgan's Point.
Yeah, you mentioned some of those pain points on the general industry as a result of the ongoing trade war. So I'm really interested how you and your team are approaching things like capital allocation decisions. What do those decisions look like, knowing that we're operating in an environment that is subject to change pretty quickly?
Yeah, I mean, what happened when we saw things were getting a little bit difficult was that we were quick in going out, tapping the bond market, raising cash there. We did a refinancing of $300 million at the lowest margin ever. So we secured that we had lots of cash resources for the company. And that meant when things were calming down a little bit, some of the trade war tension was receding somewhat, that we had the ability to go out and buy back our own shares at what we think is a low share price. So we've been able to take advantage, you could say, of the volatility in the market to strengthen shareholder returns. So that's been an important part of our capital allocation in the short term to raise cash and use it for share buybacks. But we do have a very strong balance sheet. We've paid down debt over the past couple of years, and right now have a net debt to EBITDA of 2.6%, which gives me a lot of comfort. It makes me sleep well at night, and it also gives us opportunities, you could say, when things are difficult to make maybe a more growth-oriented move in the near term.
You are bringing the types of services that people need to the masses.
We are going to write the future of healthcare, one where care is more personalized, more accessible, and much lower cost.
You both had injuries and turned it into an amazing company.
Together, we've built a product that is automating away 95% of human clinician hours associated with physical therapy, and along the way, we've transformed outcomes, experience, and the cost structure. Each of you were hand-selected to be here today because you have been leaving a positive impact on this world. With IPOs and important moments, but it is still just the beginning of our story, and you each have a hand on this pen. Gabriel and I are so grateful to come to work with you every single day. So what do you say? Let's remember.
February 14th, I rang that bell. It was just unreal. You know, the enormity of this thing is just like hitting me. I don't know about you guys, but this is really, really exciting. Some of the best ideas when your backs are against the wall, and many in this room that have been here 15 plus years, that if you just keep your head down, whatever challenges you face in your life, it will lead to days like this. We would not be here today without every single one of you killing it every day. I can't thank you guys enough, so congratulations to all of you. I get to have all the accolades up here and I get to speak, but it's really all of you guys that have made this possible. I just happen to be the facilitator, and I'm proud to be that.
Welcome back to NYSE TV Live, everyone. I'm Kristen Schiller down here on the floor of the stock exchange, and we're going to be talking to the bell ringer in just a moment. Let's take a look at these markets. The first day of trade of the third quarter and the second half. July 1st, we see the Dow higher fractionally. Looks like it's up just about 0.3%, as you can see on your screen there. The S&P 500, little change, but it does come after back-to-back record closing highs for that large cap index. Of course, a lot still in focus when it comes to trade, economics, and of course earnings season that's going to kick off in just about a few weeks, as well as that big, beautiful bill, as President Donald Trump has called it, and whether or not that's going to meet his July 4th deadline. Well, when we talk about stocks, one company is now trading here at the stock exchange. Earlier this hour, Ralliant rang the opening bell to celebrate its new NYSE listing. The company completed its spin-off from Fortive as it continues its mission to provide precision technologies for breakthrough innovation. And joining me now with more is Ralliant CEO Tammy Newcomb. Tammy, welcome and congratulations on this new day.
Such a memorable day to be here on the floor with the team and ringing the bell.
Give us a sense and our viewers more about your company and what your mission is now ahead.
So we are united by our precision technologies that enable breakthrough for the innovators around the world. If you hear a woman who once couldn't walk that then can take steps, those electronics, those are what our precision instruments enable around the globe. If you had yogurt this morning for breakfast, there's a good chance that that is safe, that food is safe because of our precision sensors. So we're united by our precision sensor technology.
It's very impressive, and now trading here on the stock exchange with the ticker symbol RAL, as I mentioned a little bit earlier. What should our viewers know if they are a potential shareholder of this company?
Yes, we come from a foundation of operational discipline and rigor, and we have the financials with a proven track record. And we're going to add to that growth, profitable growth to take us into the future and deliver for our customers, our employees, and our shareholders.
What is ahead for Ralliant?
In the coming months, we will be standing up our standalone public company. We will be executing against our growth strategy. And as we have a bold vision for the future, we will deliver on that one quarter at a time. And that's exactly what my team will do.
This company, Ralliant, recently spun off from Fortive. Why was now the time for this spin-off?
The two companies, so Fortive has existed for 8 years, a spin out itself, and this was the point in time to take strategic clarity, two different companies with two different capital allocation plans and two different strategies, so it's perfect timing.
So we're going to be watching, of course, I mentioned earnings season kicking off here in just a few weeks when we were taking a look at the markets earlier. When it comes to your earnings report, you mentioned the importance of the precision technology, that people can find it in sensors. How else would our viewers be able to see Ralliant at work?
So any electronics, the mobile phone, the computer, any medical devices, a hyperscale data center, any of those electronics cannot be brought to life without great innovation in our precision instruments.
What else would you like our viewers to know, Tammy, as we round out your opening bell ceremony today?
We are built for precision. We are powered by people and purpose, and we are just getting started.
Just getting started. Tammy Newcomb joining me down here on the floor of the stock exchange, CEO of Ralliant, after ringing the opening bell. Congratulations again. Yep, great to have you. All right, so let's take a look here at the major indices, if we can. Again, the first trading day of both the third quarter and the second half of the year. The stock market had an impressive V-shaped rally and recovery that we saw in the first half. And the second half starting with the Dow a little bit higher, up just by about 0.3%, as you can see on your screen there. The S&P 500, little changed again after back-to-back record highs for the S&P 500 on Friday and on Monday to round out the second quarter. We did see trade driving a lot of the market action in the first half. In fact, at one point, after those higher than expected reciprocal tariffs in April, we had seen the stock market plunge 20% briefly. That's technically a bear market before a recovery back to those record highs. And as my markets guest was telling me earlier on the show today, Kevin Mon, he does anticipate double-digit gains through the rest of the year when we have seen a performance like this so far during a given year. So sentiment certainly seems to be bullish. Many of our guests have noted that there is a lot of money on the sidelines looking to be put to work. Of course, trade will remain in focus. The path forward for borrowing costs, as it always is, those earnings that kick off in just about 2 weeks' time, as well as this so-called big, beautiful tax bill, as President Donald Trump has called it. He has set a July 4th deadline for that, so we'll be watching how that shapes up in the coming days and next week, too. A reminder to our viewers, you can catch us on all the streaming services that you see on your screen there. We're live here each weekday morning, 9 to 10 a.m. Eastern, down here on the floor of the Stock Exchange and up there in studio. Also, download the NYSE TV app for more action. The market will be closed on Friday for July 4th, but we'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. Have a great day.
Thank you for being innovators in the market. Thank you for all you do every day to show the world what best in class truly means.
We are incredibly proud to join the ranks of other highly successful companies who partnered with this legendary institution.
What a time to be here. I am so proud of what we're doing.
It's a huge milestone for our business. There's a lot of people responsible for getting to where we are today.
We have a role to play in bridging the gaps that exist today between us.
Not many people get to do something big in this world, and then we get to do something truly special.
This is such a wonderful place to both look back and look forward. I'm so optimistic about what lies ahead. It has been a privilege to be with you.